Subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon for more updates.
Last time we talked about simple harmonic motion and we discussed that a periodic motion would be called as a simple harmonic motion provided it satisfies two conditions, namely the acceleration is proportional to displacement. Acceleration and displacement are oppositely directed. We applied it in case of a simple pendulum and we found the motion of the point mass in case of simple pendulum executes simple harmonic motion. We also saw that if a particle is moving in a circle, it does not execute SHM, yet at the same time its projection on any of the diameter does execute SHM. We also found out a relation in terms of time period, acceleration and displacement. We found out that time period t is equal to 2 pi root displacement upon acceleration. As such, we found that the time period of a simple pendulum t is equal to 2 pi root L by G. We will continue to move and discuss about the reference circle. The equation of the motion of the point, projected point on the diameter, was shown to be equal to y is equal to a sine omega t, where a is the radius, y is the displacement, on diameter, omega is the angular velocity and t is the time. We shall discuss this equation in little more detail today. Now, in SHM, very important two definitions are there. One, mean position. Two, initial position. Mean position is the position of the particle or the point in the absence of any vibration, any motion. So wherever the particle would be in the absence of any motion, that position will be called as the mean position, and in this case OP is the position of the particle, O is the projected point, O is mean position. Initial position. Initial means with respect to time, the position of the particle. This is very important thing to understand. Position of particle at t is equal to 0 second. That is when we start observing the motion of the particle. Now you can see a pendulum is moving, and when we start noticing the motion of the point particle, the particle at that point could be at the extreme position, could be in the middle position, could be anywhere. But this changes the equation of motion completely, and it becomes a very, very important subject in discussion of waves and simple harmonic motion. Let's see how it happens. One very important point is to be noticed. Displacement has to be has always to be measured from mean position. Whatever may be the initial position, that does not matter, but the displacement must be measured only and only from the mean position. Now in this equation, you can see O is the mean position. Let us say the particle P1 is here at point of time t1, t. This is omega t, this is y, this is omega t, and therefore y is equal to a sine omega t is this equation. Now just imagine initially this is the position at t is equal to 0. This is the position of the particle at t is equal to 0. So this is the initial position, and we must not confuse it with the mean position. The mean position continues to be O. Let us say from point P it moves to point P1 again in time at t is equal to t. So the total angle it has moved from the initial position is omega t. Now let me have the projection from this P1. Since the displacement has got to be measured from the mean position, that is O, this is the displacement. But how much is this angle? Can you see that this omega t also has this angle? So if this angle is phi naught, then this angle is omega t minus phi naught, and the equation becomes y is equal to a sine omega t minus phi naught. This phi naught, supposing I put t is equal to 0, the moment I put t is equal to 0, you can see y dash is equal to minus a sine phi naught. That is this. This is y dash. So that means the particle is below the mean position to start with. This could have happened the other way around also. Let's look at it. Particle is here, and in this case already at t is equal to 0, and it moves to P1 at t is equal to t phi naught. So it is from here now it moves to this position, and it covers this much angle as omega t. Our displacement has got to be measured from here, that is y, and this total angle will be omega t plus phi naught, and therefore the equation would now be y is equal to a sine omega t plus phi naught. Therefore, a general equation should be y is equal to a sine omega t plus phi naught, or y is equal to a sine omega t minus phi naught, or y is equal to a sine omega t plus 0, indicating whether the particle starts above the mean position, below the mean position, or from the mean position. Now this point phi naught, which indicates the difference between the mean position and the initial position, is also called initial phase. I shall be discussing about phase little later, because phase is one of the most important component in entire wave subject. With this, I would like to come back to the case of a simple pendulum. If you remember, if I write down that y is equal to a sine omega t is the equation of motion of the particle, then velocity is equal to v is equal to minus a omega cos omega t, because it is just dy by dt, and acceleration we have already obtained. Now just look at this. I can convert this into displacement. V is equal to minus a omega square root of 1 minus sine square omega t. V square is equal to a square omega square 1 minus sine square omega t is equal to omega square bracket a square minus a square sine square omega t, that is omega square a square minus y square. This is velocity square. Acceleration we have already obtained. Acceleration is equal to minus a omega square. Now this equation plays a very vital role in understanding the behavior of the energy as the particle moves in simple harmonic motion. Let's see how it plays the role. Point A, B and point C. What is the displacement here? Y is equal to 0, and the kinetic energy is equal to half m v square. Potential energy is m g h or x. In fact, the total energy E is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now at A, the kinetic energy is half mv square plus 0, because the displacement from the mean position is 0, so therefore there is no potential energy, and hence the energy is half mv square. How much is the kinetic energy at B? What is displacement at B? Y is equal to A. Y is equal to A, the maximum displacement. If you look at it from the circle, this is position A, this is position B. So at B, Y is equal to A. So what is the velocity now? V is equal to V square is equal to omega square square root of A square minus Y square. And since Y is equal to A, therefore it is 0. Hence, at position B, the kinetic energy has become 0, and we shall prove that the total energy becomes mgh, and mgh is again equal to half mv square. We will see just now. This is the height to which the point rises, and we can find out how h and y are related. How much is the energy spent? The initial, here the velocity is v, here the velocity is 0. So v square minus u square is equal to 2a s is one of the very general relation which we have talked about in one-dimensional linear motion of any particle. Now in this case, this is the final velocity, this is the initial velocity, this is 2, this is acceleration, and this is displacement. Now the final velocity in this case is 0, minus initial velocity was equal to v, so it is v square, is equal to 2. Acceleration is minus g, because in this case it is moving against the gravity. Acceleration is acting downward and the motion is upward. Therefore, we have to use minus g and h. So, v square is equal to 2gh. V square is equal to 2gh. How much is the energy? In terms of half mv square if I put, so energy is half mv square, that is mgh. This is nothing but potential energy, because v square is 2gh, so you can in fact use it, half m2gh is equal to mgh. So now we can see here that the total energy has become potential energy. The energy was kinetic energy here. In between, the energy is kinetic energy as well as potential energy. I can further explain everything from a graph. This is position A. Here the total energy is kinetic energy and is half mv square. The energy becomes, kinetic energy becomes 0 at B, and kinetic energy becomes 0 at C. So the kinetic energy starts from here, becomes 0, so this is kinetic energy graph. The potential energy here is 0. The potential energy here is mgh, which is equal to half mv square. So at the two extremes the potential energy is mgh and is equal to half mv square. So this graph this is potential energy curve, and this line is potential energy plus kinetic energy and always equal to half mv square or mgh, whichever may call, and is constant. So this is how the potential energy varies in this process. The kinetic energy converts itself into potential energy. Potential energy converts itself into kinetic energy, but the total energy always remains constant. So today what we find, that the velocity equation v square is equal to omega square under root a square minus omega square is a relationship as to how the velocity varies during the motion with the displacement, and second, how the energies change during the process of motion, where the kinetic energy gets converted into potential and the potential energy gets converted into kinetic. However, the total energy remains constant. Today we also introduced a very important factor, the initial phase phi naught. The phase is something which I will be discussing at a later date, but we must understand the mean position is the position of the particle in the absence of any kind of motion. Initial position is the position of the particle from the time when we start measuring its motion. And the equation of motion always gets slightly changed depending upon whether when we start measuring the motion of the particle, is it whether the particle is at the mean position, or it is below the mean position, or it is above the mean position. In our next class, we shall discuss the concept of phase, one more example of simple harmonic motion, and then we will see how this simple harmonic motion is related to the waves. Thank you.